I want to get back to the president's rally last night. I'm going to call it a victory lap about the Mueller report. Watch this.
The economy is roaring. The ISIS caliphate is defeated 100%. And after 3 years of lies and smears and slander, the Russia hoax is finally dead. The collusion delusion is over.
All right, we got the message there from the president. Look at this, a headline from FoxNews.com. There was collusion against Trump by his enemies. Come on in, Charlie Kirk, who wrote that article. Okay, collusion by his enemies. Spell it out.
Well, look, if you look at the people actually within the FBI, how this investigation started was so suspicious. The phony dossier, Bruce Orr, where there's still so many questions around exactly how that started, and whether it be Clapper or the people in the government before there that actually authorized the FISA warrant, going actually then to the firing of James Comey many months later, and then this phony Russia investigation started. But from my opinion and the opinion of many other people, such as Greg Jarrett, this was never about Russia. This is about revenge. This is about getting back at a president who was not supposed to win the election, and then upset the apple cart of all the dreams and aspirations of the D.C. elite ruling class, the wise men of Washington that wanted to see Hillary Clinton be president. And they used this narrative to try to destroy the president. Now he's totally vindicated, but we must not forget how this started, and there's still a lot of questions left to be answered.
Okay, there's a school of thought which says the president should just give it up, move on. Forget about the past 2 years, move on, get something done in Congress. You don't approve of that view. You want to go back and look at what really happened in the first place.
Yeah, absolutely. And I respect Karl Rove a lot. I know he wrote a piece in the Wall Street Journal, thoughtful piece, where he said you're not going to win people in the middle over. I totally disagree. What's going to prevent this from happening again to a future president? Nothing right now. No one has been held accountable. There are still so many questions that need answered. This is an injustice. Whether it was a Democrat or Republican, it doesn't matter. And the fact that this was able to be done under a fairly elected president is something that should concern all people, that within the government they're allowed to have this sort of back chatter where you have, Lisa Page and Peter Strzok say we need the insurance policy. Was this the insurance policy they were talking about? There's questions that need answered. We need to focus on it and get the answers to those questions and make sure this never happens again. I do not agree that you should just move on and forget about it.
Charlie, the latest poll that I've seen shows Joe Biden 10 points up on Bernie Sanders as the candidate for 2020. Now, President Trump wants to go against a socialist. He might be going up against Joe Biden, and I'm not going to call him a socialist. I saw those eyebrows raised there. Do you think that Joe Biden is the strongest on the left to go up against our president?
On paper, it seems that way, but if history is any indicator, you don't want to be in first place at this point of the race. There's going to be a lot of upheaval, and even Joe Biden is starting now. I think he's starting to look at the Democrat base saying, this is not the Democrat Party I used to be a part of. And he's starting to have to apologize for past positions and reconcile with previous votes and to try to pander to this new radical base. And it tells more about where the base of the party is than actually where the candidates are, because you always see they want to go where the energy is, and that's base politics. Right now, Biden is leading in the polls, but you don't want to be leading this far out before you've even announced, because it makes you the target of all the other candidates put their energy and their focus on. But I do think on paper he is a candidate that would do better in the Midwest than some of the other kind of coastal Manhattan and Malibu elites that the Democrat Party seems to be attracting.
The Malibu elites. Okay, I've not heard that expression before, but I'm going to steal it. I like it. Charlie Kirk, thank you very much indeed, sir. We'll see you again real soon.
You bet.
Okay.